This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. Find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Welcome to Swinging Through Comics. Visit mjmunoz.com/stc for notes and links, and don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment to help me grow. The season finale of WandaVision, episode 9 of WandaVision, entitled The Season Finale, it was a really nice episode. I really liked it a lot. I'm just going to go full spoilers and say I was shocked that there was no Doctor Strange cameo at the end. There was a mid-credit scene and then an end-credit scene, and I wasn't let down, but I was a little surprised by both of them. I wonder what exactly it all means. I wonder what exactly it all means, but that's fine. It looks like it's seeding things for the future and maybe, whatever. That stuff, that speculation type stuff doesn't really matter. What matters to me is the story that was told here. And if I had done a quote as the title instead of an alternate, version of what, the episode was about, an alternate episode title, I would have called this something like Heroes Don't Torture People, or something about the, if we say goodbye, we've said goodbye before, so it stands to reason we'll say hello again, which I don't know where that's from. I don't remember if that was a moment that Wanda and Vision shared in the MCU at some point, or if it's just a good line, because it is a good line, and I liked it a lot. But, I'm calling this one Bringing It Home, because really, everything goes back to home. Everything goes back to family in a lot of ways, and that is what, not the theme necessarily was of the show, but that's where it all ended up going. So I love the real struggle that Wanda had. Agatha rightly said that, heroes don't torture people, and Wanda didn't realize what she was doing at first, but then when she did, she kept it going, and she was fine and dandy to keep it going as long as she could hide from her grief. And I really love that the show's about her coming to terms with her grief, and that through that, it's a transformational experience that, in the grossest sense, and I mean that in like the archaic version of the word gross, not like, ew, that's nasty, but in the grossest sense, it's about her, coming to this new level of power and discovering who she is, that she is this Scarlet Witch, and that, there's a whole world of magic users out there, and that she's, the most awesome of them all. I think there was even a line in there about how she's even more powerful than the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange. And that was pretty interesting. It's interesting to know that. And anyway, that's just on the gross course level. But on the inside, it has to do with the fact that she went through all this trauma and this grief, and she had to process it. And in so doing, through this crazy magical experience, she got to the point where she was ready to grow and transform as a person. And really, I mean, she couldn't have become, so to speak, the Scarlet Witch, even though she was, and she had the crown and the suit and everything, but she couldn't have become that unless she'd had those experiences with Vision and with these children who, I think, if I'm right, she did kidnap those children from somebody else in town and pretend that they were her boys, which makes me wonder, did the same thing happen with the babies? That's kind of creepy. Anyway, it makes it all the worse. But she couldn't have become who she is now without going through this experience. And then also, I really liked the scene where she was confronted by all the townspeople for what she had done to them. And gosh, that was really interesting because, just because you don't mean to hurt somebody, if you hurt them there is still guilt that you bear, whether that's guilt that you feel personally or from the cosmic or cosmological sense, there is guilt that you have caused by, or earned or incurred to yourself by causing these people to be harmed, no matter how microscopic the aggression was against them. But and I'm not saying we should kowtow to other people who get offended for a living or whatever, but there is damage done in between people that is subtle, and in between friends and family, and you can't always detect that. And even your disregard for other people and your focus on just doing what's good for you in the moment, ultimately, it does hurt yourself, but it can also have negative effects on other people. And I think, not that that's the whole point of it, but that's an aspect that they kind of shine a light on in this. And I thought that was a really interesting point for them to focus on, and the fact that Wanda was acting villainous and that what she was in the wrong. But I also like, on the other hand, that Monica Rambeau talked to her and she said, hey, I understand. And if I was in your position, I'd probably do the same. I thought that was super interesting. But then there was a lot of other interesting, really good stuff in it, like the whole thing with the battle of the visions and it becoming a battle of the minds, where White Vision or whatever, he's impressed upon, he's reasoned with, and gosh, that was super interesting. I love the Ship of Theseus conversation that they had. I don't know if that's something from the comics. I've heard it from comics lovers who talked about the Ship of Theseus just in kind of random passing stuff, and it's an interesting philosophical thing, and I'm not going to belabor it, but I thought that was really cool how they were able to have that discussion, and then kind of like what was it, Whopper or whatever from War Games, he determined, yeah, I can't play this game anymore. This doesn't make any sense. And then, he just flees. And I don't know, there's other interesting implications. So there's like, I'm kind of bouncing in between. I liked the emotional stuff with Wanda, and I guess I'm really done. I don't have to say much more about that. You saw the episode. You saw how good it was. I was moved. I got misty from the emotional stuff. The fact that she had to give up her family and give up Vision in order to do the right thing was, really cool. I love the impact of that. It, really hurt. Anyway, it was good stuff, good pathos in that. But anyway, going back to Vision real quick, I wonder where he's going to come back in, that White Vision, at some point. He could or he couldn't, whatever. Apparently there's a part of the Mind Stone living in Wanda. I don't know what that means. Is that because of her exposure to the Mind Stone? That it's become integral to her now? Maybe because she is the Scarlet Witch and it's part of her chaos magic? Or did she eat a fragment of it, or what? What happened? I don't know. Anyway, so that's interesting. I don't really know what else to say about that. I really loved the show. It was really good. Lots of fun. There's some things that kind of like in my mind, I'm going back and thinking, well, does that make sense if I watched it all over again? How well would it work? And I'm sure it does, because, you write out the scripts, all 9 of them, and then you go back and forth and you doctor things so that stuff matches. But like the fact that when she came out in her, when she broke out of the breach or the hex to bring the drone back and throw it at Hayward and stuff, and when she had all his guys turn his guns on him, she was in like her Avengers type outfit, the long jacket and the pants and whatever, and then she's in like, I don't know what her real clothes are, but I love the fact that she can magic her clothes now, and the Scarlet Witch costume looks really cool. I was a little bummed out by the ethereal crown that was on Mama Harkness, whatever, Agatha's mom, and then I was kind of bummed earlier in the episode when they showed it just as an ethereal crown on Wanda, but then the fact that it became physical and she got that whole new outfit was really cool. Her turning the runes around on Agatha was super cool too. There's just a lot of like fun, cool, flashy, like sizzle and flash, like I said, stuff in here that was just good, and it's like, crunchy, poppy, good stuff that you want to, enjoy. And visuals were cool with the 2 visions fighting and stuff, but then there's that family stuff, there's that emotional stuff, there's that character stuff that I really care about. And gosh, I'm gonna be so disappointed. I hope I'm not disappointed when I go into the comics. As I go on my crazy journey to slowly trudge through all the vintage Marvel stuff. When I finally get to Avengers and when I finally get to Wanda and Scarlet Witch, I wonder what that's gonna be like. So anyway, I don't really have much else to say besides that. Except I'd love it if you would check out mjmoonish.com to find all my other stuff. I've got Swinging Through Comics. I'm actually moving. I'm migrating all my stuff off of YouTube. I'm a nothing on YouTube, and I'll probably be a nothing on Odyssey. Or no, that's not true. I have had a very small presence on YouTube. Let me correct that. And I am going to build on Odyssey a legacy and a unmutable, undeletable, blockchain-backed thing over on Odyssey, odyssee.com. And which is backed by the library, blockchain protocol. It's censorship free. It's censorship proof. Even the library people won't take stuff down. I think unless it's illegal, or maybe they can't. I think they can't take it down. Actually, is the real truth. But I'll get into that later. But anyway, yeah, I want to be a free and independent actor, not have to be afraid to, say what I want to say or think what I want to think. So I'm moving over there, and I'd love it if you'd check that out too. I'll put links for the Odyssey. I should actually add that to all my podcast pages too. Because if you don't know, I produce the video version, but I also strip it. I rip the audio from it and produce an audio podcast version as well for easy listening, especially because I don't I don't do skits and stuff, and I don't rely on heavy visuals for all my analysis of things like that, because I mostly care about the characters. So anyway, I would implore you to go ahead and check out my other stuff. I've got a bunch of stuff talking about tokusatsu. I'm actually doing this henshin inspection thing where I'm talking about all sorts of henshin heroes. Mostly, like, I'm working through several different types of henshin heroes. I'm currently watching and analyzing Concrete Revolution anime from 2015, made by a bunch of tokusatsu, which is like Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Power Rangers type shows, veterans of those, writers of those, and a bunch of other anime, as well as going through and currently airing Ultraman Z, which Subaraya Productions, this Japanese company who worked with Marvel Comics to do the Rise of Ultraman and now the Trials of Ultraman coming up. They have Ultraman Z airing on their YouTube channel basically for free to users, or for anybody to look at there. And they insert toy commercials or commercials for their other shows in there, which is fine. But anyway, I mean, you got to promote yourself, right? But they're doing that over there, and I'm covering it through Henshin Inspection, because it's my platform for examining Henshin Hero stuff and asking basically, why does this work? Why does Power Rangers endure? Why is it 30 years old now? Why is Super Sentai 40 years old or longer than that? And Kamen Rider and Ultraman's even like closer to 60 years old. Like, why do these things endure? Why are they still making it? Why does it matter? Kind of like comics. It's just something I want to get into and dig into, because I enjoy the medium and I enjoy thinking about it and talking about it. So anyway, check out that, please. I'd really appreciate that. Over at mgbnews.com/podcasts. You can just look up Henshin Inspection. You can look up Swinging Through Comics, /SDC/HI for that. Anyway, so I've got a bunch of stuff. I'm also writing right now. I'm actually I'm doing a bunch of open source writing, or not open source, but I'm like writing in public, or as far as I'm writing my drafts and my notes and my brainstorming and my world building notes and all that stuff, and I'm publishing it over there because I am an author, and I don't have a lot of finished works to show it, so I'm going to be showing my work openly, kind of. And I also just made notes yesterday. I'm going to be hopping in between, just like with my analysis stuff, where I hop in between a bunch of things all at once. I'm going to be hopping in between different projects, making notes on them, but I'm hoping that even though I'm jumping in between, the fact that I'm putting in the hard work and like actually laying it out there and committing it basically, to do the brainstorming, to do the world building, to do all this different work for all these different projects, is I'll develop them, and I'll be able to get myself to a point where, like, okay, I know all these things about these projects, and from here on I can work on any one of them to any extent when I have time and stuff. Like, I've got a bunch of stuff going on in my personal life. I'm going to be moving soon. I'm going to have some family stuff happening in a few months, so I'll be less like available to do a lot of this stuff. But I'm preparing and I'm planning and I'm building towards a future slowly of me becoming the author I want to be. And whether that's just for my own pleasure and enjoyment, because I do love the writing, or just like I love doing these analyses, and even if it doesn't blow up into anything, I'm going to be happy with that. But the goal is to draw people in and to have people be excited about the way I think about things, because I think the way I think about things and analyze things, there's something to it that everybody can enjoy, because I think or a lot of people can enjoy, because you can't please everybody. You can't please everybody all the time, right? So, but yeah, I'm just if you like me, if you like stories the way I do, if you like characters the way I do, the writing projects that I'm working on are gonna I'm writing stuff that I would like. So if you like what I would like, then, that's great. And maybe we can discover together that you like what I like through, me talking about these shows and things like that. Shows and comics and whatnot. So anyway, that's going to be pretty much it. I'm going to leave you all with peace and blessings, and ask that you find the strength to be the hero that you needed in your most desperate hour.